She said she loved me, then told me she wanted to date other men. Not secretly.
I always believed honesty was the strongest pillar of a marriage. That belief was the reason I didn't see the warning signs when my wife sat across from me one quiet Sunday evening, twisting her fingers together like she was about to confess a crime. The house was unusually silent, the kind of silence that feels deliberate. I remember thinking she looked nervous, but I never imagined what she was about to say would redraw the boundaries of my entire life. We had been married for 10 years. Not perfect years, but real ones. Shared bills, shared routines, shared exhaustion. I thought that was normal. I thought that was adulthood. She cleared her throat and said my name in a tone I hadn't heard before, soft, careful, rehearsed. She told me she loved me. That was how she started. Whenever someone begins with reassurance, you know the truth coming next is going to hurt. She said she valued our marriage, our friendship, the life we built together. Then she said something that made my mind stall, like a computer freezing mid-process. She said she didn't feel fulfilled anymore. At first, I thought she meant emotionally. Maybe I'd been distant. Maybe work had taken too much of my attention. I prepared myself to apologize, to promise improvement. But then she kept talking, and the meaning shifted into something far more unsettling. She said she felt curious, alive at the thought of meeting new people. She said she missed the feeling of being desired by someone new, of experiencing different connections, different energies. I remember nodding, trying to follow along, still assuming this was a phase or a metaphor, and she said it clearly. She wanted to date other men. The room felt smaller. I didn't shout. I didn't interrupt. I just stared at her, waiting for the punchline that never came. She explained that she wasn't asking for a divorce. She wasn't planning to leave. She simply wanted the freedom to explore while still coming home to me. She said honesty mattered to her, that she didn't want to cheat or lie. She wanted my understanding, my acceptance. She spoke like this was a reasonable request, like she was asking to redecorate the living room or take a solo vacation. She even used the word evolution, as if marriage was something that could be reshaped without consequence. I asked her if she understood what she was really saying, if she understood what it would do to me. She said she did, but that love shouldn't be possessive. That real love allows growth. She said I could date other women too if I wanted, as if that made it fair. What she didn't understand was that I didn't want fair, I wanted us. I spent that night on the couch, staring at the ceiling, replaying the conversation again and again. Part of me wondered if I was being old-fashioned, insecure, selfish. Another part of me knew, deep down, that something fundamental had already broken. When someone asks permission to look elsewhere, it means they've already left in their heart. Over the next few days, she acted lighter, almost relieved, as if confessing had lifted a burden from her. She talked about boundaries, rules, communication. She sent me articles about open relationships, success stories, psychology blogs. She wanted me to catch up to a decision she'd already made without me. Meanwhile, I felt like I was grieving a marriage that technically still existed. I realized something important during that time. Love isn't just about honesty, it's about alignment. And we were no longer aligned. She wanted expansion, I wanted security. She wanted novelty, I wanted commitment. Neither of us was wrong for wanting what we wanted, but we were wrong for each other in that moment. One evening, after watching her excitedly message someone on her phone while sitting next to me, something inside me went quiet, not angry, not sad, just clear. I understood then that accepting her request wouldn't make me open-minded or evolved. It would make me invisible in my own marriage. So I told her no. I told her I loved her, but I couldn't be the man who waited at home while his wife searched for excitement elsewhere. I couldn't silence my pain to protect her curiosity. I couldn't agree to an arrangement that slowly erased my self-respect. She cried. She said she never meant to hurt me. She said I was making her choose. She was right, I was. Because marriage is a choice every day, and I was finally choosing myself. We separated quietly. No screaming, no dramatic scenes. Just two people acknowledging that the life they imagined together no longer fit. The hardest part wasn't the paperwork or the moving out. It was letting go of the version of her I had loved, the woman who once chose me without conditions. Months later, I can say this with certainty: love should never require you to shrink. If someone asks you to accept a pain that reshapes who you are, that's not growth. That's sacrifice without consent. She wanted freedom. I wanted peace. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do in love is admit that wanting different things doesn't make either person a villain. It just means the story has reached its ending.